Hello, what is DKU doing? A lot of the stuff DKU does looks very strange, especially in demonstrations where obviously the individuals are coordinated to work with him, but he has trained functional disciplines like Sanda Kung Fu, which is illegitimate, battle-tested discipline. Zabit Magomed Sharipov and Zhang Weili are examples of Sanda thriving on the grand stage. Now, when it comes to Bruce Lee, he was indeed an actor, but also, as a martial artist, he was a scientist. Many at the top, from Manny Pacquiao, Sugar Ray Leonard, Conor McGregor, Jon Jones, they took inspiration from his work.
Bruce was free. His body was nimble. I've no doubt he would have been world champion. This here is Bruce Lee.
He was a realist, after all. Reading his work, he understood his limitations very well, even once saying Muhammad Ali would end him in a fight. He did not proclaim to be invincible. That was just the polarizing public opinion between two parties, one stating he was just an actor and the other a martial arts god. The truth, it usually lies somewhere in between, a human with a passion when seeking genuine martial arts. He is recognized as the father figure of mixed martial arts, being one of the first believing that there is no perfect pure discipline, thus seeking to take from different disciplines in order to improve his own martial arts understanding. This was blasphemous during his time. After all, promoting yourself as the ultimate martial arts, it gave you better branding, thus you could sell it much easier. But he said, no, there is no such thing. The best martial art is the one that makes the most of your own individual aptitude. This is expressed even at the highest level of mixed martial arts. After all, every fighter appears so different from the rest. Each one uniquely leverages a technique differently, thus their strengths and the way they express it all out is different. That said, Bruce gave up on seeking the ultimate martial art and taught the philosophy of his art instead. Not an emphasis on techniques, but more so a framework for how techniques should be executed for maximum effectiveness. One of the principles he talked about was to hit like an iron ball attached to a chain mace.
It's like an iron chain with an iron ball attached to the end, and it go whang, and it hurt inside.
A philosophy Conor McGregor took on as well as a result of his coach, John Kavanagh. But it's nothing complicated really, it's an understanding inadvertently taught in many tested disciplines in our current era. Here's how it goes. The more relaxed the muscles are, the more energy can flow through the body. Using muscular tensions to try and do the punch or attempting to use brute force to knock someone over will only work to opposite effect. Bruce Lee. This is a fancy way of highlighting the principle of a relaxed kinetic chain. We're using energy from the ground up. If you're relaxed, you can more efficiently snap your kinetic energy from the balls of your feet or hips than into your arms. It's an understanding that makes your strikes faster. Thus, the overall pop of your punches is increased.
Big word that a lot of fitness people use is the kinetic chain. Generating power from the ground up and making sure that you're engaging every single muscle group and keeping your upper body relaxed until the point of impact.
It's a metaphor, the chain being relaxation and the iron ball being whipped off of it. This is what DKU appears to predominantly be teaching. He doesn't appear to be emphasizing changing your martial art or technique, simply applying the whip-like nature achieved when the body is relaxed, efficiently, kinetic linking from the ground up to increase the speed or snap of your strike. That said, I don't think it's fair to compare Bruce Lee to the top of mixed martial arts. After all, he's a pioneer of mixed martial arts. The world has traveled light years since then, but definitely, his insight, his study was ahead of its time. Many have thrived through Bruce Lee's teachings, and at the top of many martial arts, you won't find any shortage of people crediting Bruce. With DKU, low kicks from Jose Aldo would likely cause problems, or a double leg into ground and pound from TJ Dillashaw or Henry Cejudo. It just isn't fair comparing these men to the top of the UFC the same way you cannot compare most coaches or instructors to the top of elite combat. The fighters at the top are a different breed of people. That said, simplicity will always provide the highest consistent success rate in the real world. That is why Muay Thai, boxing, wrestling, a polished, direct, and efficient form of martial arts will always thrive at the top of mixed martial arts. But as Conor McGregor has said, there is a time and place for just about everything.
That was just a normal thing that I thought just people just have their own set way and you must do it that way. You must stand this way, you must kick this way, you must punch this way. But with Jon, it wasn't like that. He had a more open mind and he encouraged different movements. And I'd never experienced that before. I'd never heard a coach say that to me before. He encourages every movement because ultimately there is a time and a place for every single move.
Bruce inscribes it perfectly on the back of this medallion, and it says, using no way as way, having no limitation as limitation.
When it comes to being relaxed though, even Khabib Nurmagomedov, a positional grappler, believes it is the most important.
Because relaxing is most important. When you go to the cage, you have to fight, relax.
That said, I don't implore you to take everything I say or anything anyone says at face value. Experiment with it for yourself. Have an open mind, and I'll leave you with an age-old Bruce Lee quote. If you like more from me, please subscribe and hit the notifications. Thank you if you did. It really does help the channel. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. It's good karma. And until next time, peace.